It's getting warmer. It's like 50 to 49, 50 degrees here. So it's getting warmer. I know where you guys are, it's really cold. So I know that already. So, yeah.
Let's try this. All right, Cliff, you're on, baby. You're on YouTube. I'll get you on Facebook now.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Dawn Patrol. I'm Cliff Krieger, your host, zooming in from the kitchen. Eileen Delrossi is with us. We're all zooming today. Mike Smith is here. We're looking for Fru to show up. And of course, our producer, John McDonough. So the national debt last night was $38.712 trillion. Always upward. And the good news is that we're a degree warmer than the low, which was 6, going to a high of 28. It's supposed to be sunny today. And someone I know from church came and put their snowblower onto my driveway, so I'll be able to get out today. Looking back in history, in 1822, Haiti attacks the newly established Dominican Republic on the other side of the island of Hispaniola. I don't think they've gotten along well ever since, one being French-speaking, one being Spanish. In 1825, after no candidate receives a majority of electoral votes in the U.S. presidential election of 1824, the U.S. House of Representatives elects John Quincy Adams as the 6th President of the United States. So there we are. In 1849, the new Roman Republic is declared. And that country hasn't come together yet. 1861, Jefferson Davis is elected the provisional president of the Confederate States of America by the Provisional Confederate Congress and Montgomery in Alabama. The United States Department of Agriculture to a cabinet level agency. Well, that's good because agriculture is important in this country. In 1895, William G. Morgan creates a game called Mintonette, which soon comes to be referred to as volleyball. In 1900, the Davis Cup competition is established for tennis. 1964, the Beatles make their first appearance on The Ed Sullivan Show, performing before a record-setting audience of 73 million viewers across the U.S. Does anybody besides me remember Ed Sullivan?
I do. Used to watch it every Sunday night.
Every Sunday night.
You had Disney, I think, the Disney show and Ed Sullivan, if I remember right.
Yeah, really good show.
In 1971, Satchel Paige became the first Negro League player to be voted into the U.S. Baseball Hall of Fame. And on this day in 2021, second impeachment trial of Donald Trump begins. This is after Joe Biden has been president for about almost 3 weeks. Today in 1737, Thomas Paine was born. He died in 1809. In 1773, William Henry Harrison, our 9th president, was born, passed away in 1841. And in 1945, Mia Farrow was born. Like Mia Farrow. In 1969, Gabby Hayes passed away. He had been born in 1885. And on this day in 2002, Princess Margaret, Countess of Snowdon, was passed away. She'd been born in 1930. So that was not a bad run, 72 years. So we have to face the fact we lost the Super Bowl. And the Seahawks won. So, Mike, since you won money on the spread, what was the final score?
29-13. I had 3 for New England and 9 for Seattle. So I had the final score. Yep. Yeah, New England's got a decent defense. They held them in the game for a long time, but there was no offense. Unfortunately, the defense wins championships, and it's the same thing that happened last year with Kansas City when they lost against the Eagles. They couldn't protect the New England quarterback, and he had no time to throw or to do stuff, and nothing got started.
Yeah. So at the halftime, it was 9-0, and it didn't get any better. So,
No.
did you watch the halftime show?
Yeah, I did. Of course, I couldn't understand anything because he's singing in Spanish most of the time. That's not my native language. Yeah, I did. And of course, I couldn't understand anything because he's singing in Spanish most of the time. That's not my native language. Yeah, I did. And of course, I couldn't understand anything because he's singing in Spanish most of the time. That's not my native language. Yeah, I did. And of course, I couldn't understand.
John?
Yeah,
What?
I didn't know. I waited while I was repeating.
I fixed it.
Go ahead. Go ahead, John.
I'm still trying to fix the internet connection. So proceed.
Okay. So I was going to say, I thought it was strange how they had the field set up for the halftime show, because unless you're looking at the big screen, which most people were, I would imagine, you couldn't see what was going down on the field, because they're all inside all the sugar cane and all the other stuff they had set up. But I mean, it was okay. I know some of the people that we were watching with pulled out their phones and were looking at the Turning Point USA halftime show also. I don't know why, but a lot of people in our group we were at the clubhouse, we had the big screen TV on. A lot of people left at halftime. And I don't know if it had to do with what was going on with the halftime show, or they just left because they were only staying to halftime. But there were some people commenting on that I was talking with, that they weren't sure why so many people left. So that was an interesting observation.
Yep. Yes. Eileen, what did you think of the halftime show?
I thought it was very creative. I didn't understand. I thought it was, it was decent. I think it kept attention for anybody, I would think. I don't know what they did at the Turning Point USA halftime show. I thought it was going to be simultaneous. I didn't think, and on the same channel. I didn't think it would be on two different channels. Share with you that my son had me put in a $5 bet on DraftKings that some guy with the last name Booty would score one touchdown for the Patriots at some point throughout the game, and it did not happen. He would have won $22. But there were no Booty touchdowns.
I thought that maybe the halftime show was a little over sexualized, but maybe that's just my.
I don't think you're over. We commented on that. I was talking to the lady next to me while we were watching it, and the main singer seemed to grab his crotch a lot, and the dress of some of the people involved with the halftime show was more, like you said, could be viewed as more sexualized. To answer Eileen's question when she thought simultaneous, Kathy asked me that question yesterday morning. She asked, why isn't it on any of the other TV stations like, NBC, ABC, or whatever, the one that wasn't broadcasting the Super Bowl? And I said, none of them were going to broadcast the Turning Point because they have contracts with the NFL and they rotate the Super Bowl between all of them, once every 4 years because there's 4 main stations. So they would have been in violation of their contract. So that's why you only could see the Turning Point USA on like YouTube or one of the other streaming services that it was going on.
Yeah. I did note that at the end he made Bad Bunny made a nice patriotic comment. So
What was it?
I can't remember. I think it was something like "God bless the USA" or something like that.
Did he say it in English?
Yes.
I didn't hear it. I thought the Super Bowl halftime show, a lot of eye candy and terrible language. The official language of the United States is English. Why they had a Spanish broadcast? Very puzzling. It's like when I turn on the Spanish channel, I don't understand it. I just change the channel.
Just to add to that, John, the official language in the USA right now is English per the executive order of Donald Trump. If he leaves office, then that could be changed. It's not into law. It's only by executive order.
Okay, so you can ignore Trump too. I got you. Thank you.
Wait, was it ever legally changed in any year?
No. We have no official language by law in the United States.
Yeah,
we use English, but it's not the official language. Like if you go to Canada, the official language, they have 2, French and English up there. That's by law. The government has to print everything in French and English. They don't print stuff in Spanish or, Egyptian or any of the other languages. Those are the 2 official languages.
Yep. Okay.
Well, my friends, I would say you should buckle up because what we saw last night at the halftime show is what our future generation is going to be like. People grabbing their crotches and dressing sexy. And
speaking of foreign language.
And not getting uncomfortable to be able to be 100% or like to be able to even translate it. Like there's no effort there. How come at least there wasn't captions in English? You know what I mean? Like where was the effort for that? Or even
Cliff, was that Fru?
Yeah, he's in the waiting room.
I get a kick out of Fru. He shows up 20 minutes late and he calls you. Thank you.
I tried to call you, John. It went to a voice message.
I'm holding my phone. It never came through.
It could be on Do Not Disturb.
Probably. Good morning,
Here we
everyone.
are.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, Fru.
Happy Monday.
Well,
Happy
there's a
Monday.
contradiction in terms. So, Fru,
Yes,
any
sir.
comments on the Super Bowl?
I didn't really watch it. I just watched. I mean, I have not paid for it. So, you know, when you watch something free, I watched Fox News. The part free that I got was all commercial of President Trump about. With I don't know if it was live or it was just AI. Mm.
That's
Yeah.
why Bruce
I left when it was 6-0.
Yeah. Well, I thought that the Patriots tried hard, and it's too bad they weren't able to turn that into a win.
Well, there are always the two good teams that reach the final. Any team that reaches the final is worth the honor.
Yep.
No, I agree with you, Fru, on that. It's just that the quarterback on New England, Maeve, he just had no time to throw the ball. He just was off for the day too. His passing, he had a few good ones, but overall, the defense was just so much better on Seattle that they just had no time to get their offense moving.
And all in all, like, even my son will say this, like, they had no shot at this. They came from behind, and just to see them go to the Super Bowl was great. Drake May's young. He's only going to get better, right? And did anyone see that picture of 10 years ago, Drake May at the Seahawks Stadium with his father?
Yes, I saw that at the 50th Super Bowl. Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel grateful that they gave everyone here in New England that excitement of a team going to the Super Bowl and coming up from behind. I think regardless, it's a good life lesson that no matter how much you're down, you can still like charge through.
They gave us the spirit and the spirit of years to years, the 2000s, when we took the Super Bowl for granted that it was ours.
Yes, it was funny because in the beginning of the fourth, my son says, I think at that point it was 19-7. And he said, Mom, do you think they could come back? And I said, right now, I said, how many timeouts do they have? He said 3. I said, in the Tom Brady days, they could, but I don't know. But it didn't work out well.
Yep. Too bad. So, what's the story behind the ID to vote? Okay. It seems polling suggests that
The ID to vote? What is the ID to vote, Cliff? You don't know what the ID to vote is? Nope, I don't.
ID. India Delta.
Oh, the ID.
Oh, the ID. Okay. Now we got that clarified. Thank you.
Well,
It's
well,
I mean, there are states that already require it for voting. There are a few states that you have to show ID or you're a citizen. I mean, a lot of other countries use ID when the people come to vote. So it's not like the US is trying to do something unique. And all the polls overwhelmingly have support from both parties, Democrat and Republican, to have ID. I mean, you have to show ID to buy alcohol. You have to show ID when you go into Social Security office. You have to show ID when you go into your doctor's office to show who you are. So I just don't understand why the big thing is about ID to vote. I know they say that people would be able to get IDs. I know in New York, anybody can get one. Doesn't matter if you're poor or wealthy or whatever. You can get it there. So in Florida, you can get an ID too. So I think that's kind of a false narrative.
I saw where Somalia has just introduced a requirement for an ID to vote. So,
Cliff, it's very funny that you are bringing Somalia in as a positive note. I mean, anything that it comes, Somalia is insignificant, that you will bring it for us to copy from Somalia. But I'm equally saying that there are some other states that historically, and it still goes on, some other citizens have been disenfranchised, and they continue to do that. They use the politics for those who are in the remote area, and even there are so many ways now not to get the votes out. And that is what people are saying. People who stand to benefit from that, and people who instituted those systems which benefited them in the past, they want that so that they can still continue that going on. They will not facilitate for those people in those remote areas to happen. Yes, in New York, in Massachusetts, in the big towns, it is easy. But we are fighting for the big guys who are in the suburbs. And those are the areas that they always gerrymander. But when things comes like that, we don't look at it. That it is a system historically that has continued, and people just say, "Oh, that's how it is." We have to correct history to be equitably.
No, I agree with you, Fru, that has happened, and I'm hoping. I haven't read the whole Voting Act papers on everything. I've tried to read a lot on it. I'm hoping that in there they put in protections so people can get IDs and can go and vote. Because in the past, I know you're referring to like the poll tax and some of the other things they were doing. And I'm hoping that they do that, that they can, make sure that everybody has an opportunity for that. This is for federal elections. I would hope that they oversee it correctly, but we'll have to wait and see.
Very true, Mike. I agree with you, because some of this, there are some politicians, they are in politics just to block opening the systems for everyone.
Oh, I agree. They have an agenda, because that's how they retain their power.
Yep. So, I don't think that having an ID to vote is a bad idea, but what we really need are dedicated people doing the right thing. I remember one presidential election, I voted, and then my son showed up to vote. He having basically the same name as I do, except he has a second middle name, which most people don't pay attention to. He couldn't vote because there was only one Clifford R. Krieger registered to vote, and I beat him to it. So, and they didn't offer him a provisional ballot. That would have, I think that would have been better if they'd offered him a provisional ballot.
And I totally agree with that, Cliff. That shows that the system works. That shows that they are checking up. Because even here in Lowell, anyone who votes knows that when you go there, there is a list. My name is Fru Nkimbeng. My son's name is Fru Nkimbeng Jr. Anytime I go to vote, they look at the list and ask me, which Fru Nkimbeng are you? I ask them, do I look like a junior to you? So in that situation, it shows that the system works. If there is a list to double cross check, then the system works. But we are talking about these remote areas
Fru, you're way off base. What's wrong with showing your ID? How can you prove you're Fru? How can you prove you're Fru?
John, there's no wrong. I go along with my license with me. Because
no, you're not.
The reason is, John, if I can explain, the reason is the first time I went there, before my name gets in, they asked my ID. How did they get my name on the list? They got my name because my ID is there. And if I come there, they ask me to show my ID so that they can confirm it on the list. That is okay. But they should make sure that they make it easier for people to have IDs. Because some of these places that are protesting, they make it extremely difficult for those people in the remote area to issue them IDs. They will come up with all sorts of excuses.
Yeah, it's called go to City Hall. That's what it's called.
Well,
just that simple. They have an ID to go to the bank. How do they get their money? Oh, they know me down at the drugstore. They're just giving my money. I don't think so.
No.
How do they get their money?
There are parts of the country where it was very difficult for some people to vote. Not good.
Well, it's difficult because they make it difficult.
Yeah. And they should not be making it difficult. They should be facilitating it.
And when you make it difficult as a government entity, what happens to that employee? Nothing. They get a big bowl of nothing honey. Nothing happens. I gave you a hard time. I laughed my butt off about it, and I got away with it. Give me my pension. I'm going home at noontime on Friday.
So I think the question that we should be asking is, why are the authorities making it difficult to have IDs? Then they come in front of the TV and shout, people should have ID. These very authorities that they stand in front of the TV are the very ones who are making it difficult for the poor people in the suburbs to go and stand in line for days just to get an ID.
So,
well, actually, who do you call? It reminds me of my friend as a child whose local police department broke into his home, raped his mother and sister, burnt his house down, and took his car. Who do you call when the police did it? So who do you call?
One would hope one's legislator.
Oh. You get out of that country as quick as you can.
Was this here in Lowell that this happened, John?
No, it happened in a South American country, causing his family to flee to the United States.
Okay.
And they came in the 60s.
Not a good thing. So, Fru, before we move on, you mentioned your son. When are we going to see the second part of the movie?
That's a good question that I'm equally asking him in Cliff. You know, you have sons, you know, when once you are guiding them to slow down and follow their dreams, they get carried away. And the idea they have in their minds just get them off the track. I don't really know. I've been asking him. He tells me that I'm working on it. So
okay, as long as you're on him.
Well, I'm just saying that his real name is not Anye. I thought it was Anye, not Fru.
No, I have 3 boys.
Oh, all right. I didn't realize that.
You have Ned, who's the first. actually Manka, who's the first, Nde, the second, Anye, the third, and then Fru Junior, the baby.
Oh, did you plan it that way? Like if you had 3, then the last one would be named after you? Because usually the first one is, isn't it?
The first son is by my culture. The first son is named after my father.
Oh, interesting. Okay. All right. And what was your dad's name? What's your son's name?
You have Manka, that's the first daughter, the one who's a professor of University of Minnesota. You have Nde, it's in Dallas. I'm expecting a grandchild.
Congratulations.
And then you have Anye, and you have Fru Junior.
Okay. All right. Interesting and very interesting.
Thank you.
Let's see. I had one more. Oh, yeah. It's February, so it's Black History Month. Do you have any thoughts on Black History Month?
Cliff, all what I would really want is let us invite someone on anything about Africa or that community to come and for us to listen to them and ask them questions. And now that we are on this topic, I would equally like to ask you to reach out to University of Lowell and bring in an African history teacher on this show to educate us about Africa. Because people always look but at the bad things about Africa and not bring them. There is a lot of good things happening in the Sahel. The US is going back to the Sahel after they have said no visa, nothing, and the Sahel retaliated. But just last week, the US is going back now under their terms to negotiate, not imposing orders on them. And that equally shows that the 3 countries that came together, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, shows that when might means power. But we will not talk about that.
Can you put your hand up on the Sahel on the map?
This is Burkina.
Yeah.
This is Burkina Faso. This is Niger, and this is Mali. Where is it? No, this is Mali. Mali, yeah. This is Burkina Faso.
You gotta look at your screen, Fru.
Oh.
Put your screen, zoom in on your screen first, then you can point, please.
Okay, can you see it now?
Yeah.
I can see you and I can see the map, yes.
This is Burkina Faso, which then was Upper Volta. This is Niger, right? And this is Mali. So it's actually starting from here, Burkina Faso right here. This almost like covering the whole of Europe. And imagine if all these countries deal like one against the world, they will have a leverage. But when they go there, they deal individual countries, you can just bully any of them. Because what happened was the US and France also, they imposed sanctions and imposed visa restrictions on these countries. Then in return, they say no visas to any American coming in or going out. If an American wants any visa, they go to the neighboring country, Togo. But last week, the US diplomats landed there to open talks. But those are things that we don't know. And we don't know that happened in Africa.
Well, Fru, is Cameroon still killing its own citizens?
Very good question, John. Of course, I wouldn't be here to blame other people, but Cameroon. They just had an election in Cameroon with a 93-year-old president who has been there. The first French president was put by the French. Then after there was no election, they appointed this one in in 1984. He has been there. He has manipulated all elections himself. In 93 years, the oldest president in the world. He still went for election. He lost, but he is still there. But who's the elephant behind the scene in the dark is the French people.
Fru, again, I'm going to do a mighty man with you. Start off, yes, no, or I don't know. Is the government of Cameroon still killing its own people?
John, I will say yes. Would you say that is the government of our country here also intimidating blacks and immigrants and all that? But I'm saying that in Cameroon, but the French,
Army.
yes.
Now, we've been hanging together for like 12 years on a Monday morning. And I can remember in the very beginning where I saw the Cameroon Army killing pregnant women in Cameroon. And apparently still goes on through today. A lot of the African countries, and this is my personal observation, have a terrible government. The United States should go down there, put all these governments on trial, and then give everybody a democratic performance, come in and vote for the best candidate, and then come back to America and leave all of Africa to rule themselves.
Very good, John. Very good. I wish answer this question, John. Is there any country in Africa that manufacture guns? Yes or no?
They have gold and oil down there. That's all they need.
Is there any country in Africa that manufacture guns? Yes or no? It was not gold and oil. It was guns that came from the West to destabilize Libya. I'm asking you, is there any country in Africa that manufacture guns? When you manufacture guns, you have to create something so that for market for that. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do. I'm going to welcome my friend Cisco Maldonado. He's zooming in here from Puerto Rico, and he's going to explain how fabulous the halftime show was yesterday, because he's one of the few friends I have that could understand the whole thing. Cisco, you're going to talk.
All right, let me see if I turn the volume up. I'm not sure if I'm on yet.
You're on.
You're on.
All right, excellent. All right. Let me just say, change is difficult. It's very hard for people to adjust to change. Last night's show was very cultural for the Puerto Ricans here. The island was on fire. In fact, I think they deserved it in the fact that part of the Jones Act here in Puerto Rico, they've been paying for a long time to the government and the United States. And that was strictly to get the Puerto Ricans to fight their battles on overseas, World War II. And that was when they became citizens here. So I thought the show, if you're Puerto Rican and spoke Spanish and you came from that culture and understood it, there was a lot of symbolism and a lot of stuff for the people here. But you know, it's changed. The NFL is a money-making business, and it's looking at making billions. If you want to make billions, you got to go international, and that's where the NFL is going now, is international, and they're looking to make billions, and it's gonna change for that money. It's no longer just America for NFL. Or the United States, I should say, or just English speaking countries. They're going to expand worldwide. They're looking to make billions. And I think that was an attempt by the NFL for money. And that's my opinion. But you guys are open to interpretation. I mean, they should have probably captured some of the stuff in English to make it easier for folks, but I thought it was entertaining for me and culturally for the Puerto Ricans here in the island, they were on fire. This island was eruptive with ocean, people crying, and they were happy.
Well, hey, that's fantastic to know. Tell me about how hot it is down there.
Oh, right now it's like on 70 degrees, and I'm going for my walk, and you can see the ocean right behind us. I'll probably try to walk down there this morning. It's a little ways away, like maybe a 30-minute walk, but I come back when I'm on the beach and talk to you, but you'll probably be off the air by now.
Well, no, what you can do is take an Uber down there and walk back.
I can take a vehicle. I have my car. I just have to go get the keys.
Well, go get the keys and zoom back in again. Call us from the beach.
Wait, before you go, Cisco, can you tell us what the symbolism was of him, Bad Bunny, going through the roof and landing inside the house?
I think that is most of the construction here is cement. The homes were on, first of all, wood. Wood was all they could afford. So a lot of the roofs were very unsafe. So probably at some point in his childhood, he probably fell through a roof. On a lot of the damage for the construction here, the cheaper homes, their roofs are always leaking. There's water always coming through because it does rain a lot, and the sun does a number on the products that they put to seal the roofs. So that, I think that probably was, I'm just assuming that's probably where that comes from.
Good answer. Now, can you tell us about him holding his crotch so much? Did he have to go to the bathroom like a 3-year-old, or what do you think was going on there?
I don't get that at all. It's probably part of that the reggae music group that does that a lot, the rappers. I think for him, it's rapping, but the reason he really got popular was his rapping is mostly protest songs, cultural songs. They're not anything really over aggressive with stuff. He's always talking about relationships and stuff like that, unlike some of the other rappers talking about not so much the emotions, but the physical part of relationships, if you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, so get on the beach and zoom back.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks, Cisco. You're looking good, kid.
Well, that was a nice intervention. Okay. So I wanted to mention we have an election coming up on Tuesday, the 3rd of March. And this is an election to fill the seat of the late Senator Kennedy, and down there on Beacon Hill. So start thinking 3 March, we need to be out evangelizing our friends, our neighbors, people we run into, and remind them that they have to go vote on 3 March. That's the best way to send a
well, I would encourage the candidates to collect cell phone numbers and send their supporters a reminder text to go and vote.
Are you going to get the candidates on the show?
2 of them are already coming.
Okay.
The Democratic choice, Vanna Howard, is hiding in the bushes. She doesn't respond to any of my inquiries, voicemail and text.
John, she would like us to tape a session with her.
Ain't happening.
At a better time because she's busy getting the kids off to school and all that.
Oh my God. She wants a private session. I'll sit with the other 2 will sit with her. Sure, pick a day with her, Cliff. And Joe and Sam will sit on either side of her. We'll have a nice little chit chat for 2 hours. So yeah, that'd be great. I'll bet you she's watching now. Yeah, Vanna, thank you very much. Love to have you in here with Joe Espinola and Sam Meese, and Cliff will host, and we'll have a wonderful time.
Okay.
Did you ask her what she's done?
I don't know.
Nobody does.
Switching gears, I noticed that things had changed in Minneapolis. The state troopers were out arresting protesters and taking down the makeshift street blockade where they were checking every driver to see if they were okay or if they were related to the evil ice.
Well, that's all Holman, right?
Well, that's got to be based on a decision by the state governor for the state troopers and the local police, Mayor Fry. But I think Tom Holman negotiated it.
Holman's down there. Is it Holman down there for the first time? Well, that's the big difference.
How did he change things?
All those characters were in the circus tent, letting everything happen over the last few years. The only change is Holman walked into the circus tent and sat down with them and said, hey, Fru, you're going to let us get rid of the bad guys. Why can't we get rid of the bad guys? And you said, because I don't want it. So, okay, well, I hear from President Trump that you're going to lose $1 bazillion in federal funds. Just putting it into your ear. Now Fru says, let me talk to Martha about this. Martha, our check is gone. And Martha says, well, Cliff, it's high time you think about doing the right thing. I think Holman is the big settlement guy here, and he's making it happen.
Yep.
John, is there any reason your camera is not on?
I couldn't get it to work today.
Okay.
In order to do it, I got to restart the whole computer.
No,
so it's just not worth doing all that bunk because I'll lose all the connection. I have to send everybody another address. It's a PIA.
Okay, thank you.
So I kind of think that what the Holman did was he cut a deal that he said he's pulled out 700 ICE agents of the 3,000 that went there. He said, you work with me, I'll work with you. And but I wonder if Governor Tim Walz is secretly disappointed that Minnesota fought on the side of the Union some 165 years ago, because he sure is pushing the philosophy of the Confederates, of Vice President John C. Calhoun about the ability of states to nullify federal law. So, I mean, that's what they're doing, right? This is
my question, Cliff, is does he even know that the Minnesota fought on the side of the Union? That's my first question, because he can't understand any of the other stuff that you were talking about if he doesn't even know they fought on the side of the Union. So yeah. I'm not impressed with
he's checking the tampons in the boys' room right now.
Yeah, I'm not impressed with Walz at all. I'm glad he's not running again, because he had to know all the fraud was going on. And, I doubt they're going to be able to tie him directly to it, but he's not going to run again. He's going to go away. He's not going to be on the national stage anymore. I think that when Kamala picked him for VP, it was a terrible decision. He should have gone with Shapiro. She should have gone with Shapiro. She would have done much better. I don't know if she would have won, but she would have done much better. Picking him was just terrible. He's shown that he's not competent, and I'm glad he's not running again.
Hey, I just want to tell the audience, thank you for your texts. I take them as words of encouragement that we're not on Comcast today. And what happens is our signal goes from my house in Lowell, and it goes out to Tewksbury, and everybody grabs their signal off of Tewksbury. So I think something went wrong between here and Tewksbury. That's why it's not on your regular TV station. We are on Facebook and YouTube. And just Monday morning glitch. Thanks for your inquiries.
So somebody made a comment. Let's see. It was Modern Age editor Daniel McCarthy. It said the view of the protesters is America is irretrievably and utterly fascist, which means it's not merely justified to resist the regime, but absolutely mandatory to use whatever means necessary to bring it down, including violently and against the cops and ultimately the U.S. military. So that's one view. Josh Hammer, quoting King Solomon, where he says, "What has been is what will be, and what has been done is what will be done, and there is nothing new under the sun," from the book of Ecclesiastes. And he says, "Truer words have never been written. Look no further than the present anarchy in Minnesota." And then what I thought was not very good for the country, Philly DA Larry Krasner vows to charge ICE agents on state charges so Trump can't pardon them. That doesn't seem very good.
Just another our side has to win.
Yeah.
There's no good here, just that our side has to win.
Well,
Un-American.
If you think that it's a fascist regime, I can see where you would say, yeah, my side has to win or we'll end up in a bad place.
Cliff, sticks and stones can break my bones. Names will never hurt me. You can call me a communist, a Nazi, whatever you want to call. I couldn't care less. Thank you and have a nice day.
Hey, Fru, thanks for coming in.
Have a good day.
Yeah.
Fru, have a good day.
Okay,
have a good
man.
day.
Yeah.
Hope you
Dress
go to a warm
warm.
spot.
Dress warm, Fru. So.
Cisco's down the beach. Let's see if he's at the beach. I just clicked for him to show up. Here he comes. Coming at the speed of government. There he is. Oh my God, what a view. Did you see that? And he's got fruit for us too. I'll put him up. I'll pin him up there. Give him a big...
I won in a football pool last night too, Cisco.
I'm gonna turn it green. I mean brown. Sorry, it's gonna turn brown.
Cisco, it looks great. Congratulations. Great shot. Beautiful ocean. That's down the street from your house.
Yeah, 5 minutes away.
Amazing. And nobody on the beach yet.
No, this is the best time. I tell my gringo friends, go to the beach from it's going to be 8 o'clock here now. From 8 to 11 o'clock, there's no Puerto Ricans. They're still sleeping.
So it's you guys are an hour ahead of us?
Yes. Yeah, there's no time saving. change.
Oh, you guys don't do daylight savings time. I got you.
No.
Well, beautiful spot, fantastic. You got any just like a nice day to put your chair out and think about
I can't hear you. What'd you say?
a good day to put your chair out, sit in the sand, look out at the ocean, and think about nothing.
I can stand right on this driftwood wood right here.
Beautiful spot.
All right, you guys go back to work. I don't want you not to earn some big bucks, you know.
Hopefully you're in a good mood tomorrow. Thanks, Cisco.
I'll see you. Bye.
God bless. Take care. Thanks for chiming in.
Okay, so welcome to the City Life Show, and I'm Cliff Krieger, your host. We have Eileen Delrossi, Mike Smith. We have the picture of Cisco Maldonado, and we have the producer, John McDonough.
Morning.
And I have a text from Sam Mee saying he's happy to meet Van Howard anytime, any place to film a little debate. So that's good. And Mike, so when is Valentine's Day?
It is this Saturday, the 14th.
And you have your shirt on.
Yep.
Yeah. Are you taking Kathy anywhere?
Well, you probably forgot from last year. We don't go out on Valentine's Day. We go out the day before because it's so crowded. And every year we find a list of ladies down here in our community that are single. They were either their husbands had passed away or they're just by themselves. And I take this year I'm taking 4 of them and Kathy out for lunch the day before for Valentine's Day. So
Where are
I
you
do
taking?
that. We are going to goodbye.
Cisco, thank you.
Yep. We are going to a restaurant called Backwaters. It has a nice deck in the back, so you can sit out and look over the intercoastal with the water in that. So that's where we usually go. We go out for lunch. It's not crowded on the day before Valentine's Day because everybody's saving up to go out on Valentine's Day. They wait. So we always go out the day before. They are having a dance at our clubhouse on Valentine's Day, so we'll go to that in the evening. Kathy's sister and her new friend Phil are flying down to Florida, and they're coming to the dance with us. And his son and daughter-in-law are also coming. So we have a bunch of people.
I hope you have beautiful weather to receive them.
Yeah, it's starting to warm up a little more now. They're talking about hitting 70. Usually down in Florida when it's clear with no clouds and it gets to around 60, it's you can walk around in shorts and a short sleeve shirt.
And I want to give a tip of the cap to the little son this morning. This is the first time in my lifetime that they're reporting on an event that happened last night in today's paper. It says Seattle rains. And so tip of the cap to the little son and catching up on the news. This is fantastic. Also, while I have your attention, I want to thank LTC for the overwhelming amount of work they've put out to get their stations back out to cable casting. So Adam McCoon and company, job well done thus far, and we'll stay tuned. Back to you, Cliff.
Okay. So, Mike, is Phil a Canadian?
Yes. Yep. Phil is Canadian. Kathy's sister, obviously, Betty, is Canadian. And I'm assuming his son, they're down visiting. I believe his son and daughter-in-law are both Canadian too. But I think they have a motorhome they drove down and they're staying down in Florida for a bit.
Yeah, between Cuba and Canada, Florida is populated.
Well,
Yeah.
rumor is it Rita Murcia is in a motorhome heading to Florida this week with her, not Chrissy, I think of the other daughter's name, but the other daughter and her husband, they were going down there in a motorhome. So that's a fun trip.
Okay.
Kelly, sorry. Kelly and Brian.
Yeah, they'll start seeing more people coming down because of the school breaks and that. Next Monday is President's Day. So there's a lot going on. I'm leaving early Sunday morning and coming back on Monday for a soccer tournament. It actually starts on Valentine's Day, but I said there's no way I can go on that day. So
you won't be here?
I don't know yet. Depends on what time the games start that I've got to do. I've got to wait. Now, are you doing podcast next Monday on President's Day?
Unlikely.
Okay. All right.
Cliff, what are your thoughts?
Well, I got that text from Sam Mees. I'm going to reach out to Vanna.
Oh, no, she'll have to get her kids ready.
See.
I'm just making fun, Cliff.
Yeah. And see when she wants to do the interview, and then Monday might be a good time to play it, or maybe the next Monday.
Well, no, if she wants to do a debate on next Monday, that'd be fantastic. Everybody's off. They could watch her. I could talk to Melanie. She might put it in the column.
Yeah. Anyway, sort of finishing up our discussion from before, our governor, Maura Healey, last Wednesday filed a sweeping bill that would carve out large parts of everyday life, school, hospital, churches, and courthouses as official ICE-free zones, sharply limiting where the Immigration and Customs Enforcement can operate in our state. But at the same time saying we're not a sanctuary state. A line of administration continues to lean on, even as some of the state's largest cities set a very different story.
As long as they make it a law-free zone, so all the drunk drivers can drive by, people who don't have insurance on their cars can drive by, everybody else is doing illegal stuff. You can rob the bank that's in that district and nothing will happen.
Yeah. So Eileen, what's the school's position? Are they a sanctuary system?
I think we do the same thing. Well, yeah, I mean, we protect all the children as much as possible. And I mean, if we're required to give information, we're able to give it to the appropriate people. But the schools also have to follow the laws because they're federally run.
Well, at what point do we teach the children about the law? And not put the word sometime.
Say that again, John.
At what point teach the student to abide by the law 24/7 and not just sometimes?
Well, I think that's where the parents come in. Have you ever created a parent guide, John?
Are you the government?
No.
I think you are.
I don't know what
I think you are.
Say again, Cliff?
I'd say I agree with you. And like the government, you're hiding from us.
Me?
Yeah. You have not turned on your camera. There you are.
Good morning.
Good morning.
See my halo behind my head?
Yes. You can go back to using your camera.
Goodbye.
So, Eileen, last Wednesday, there was this big brouhaha. The Lowell City Council makes power grab for school committee oversight. It's a draft home rule petition called insulting concerns with privatization of district workforce.
Right.
While Eileen is processing that question, this statement is from Sam Meese. He didn't sign it, but it did come from Sam. He says, I'll sit down and debate Vanna Howe at any time, any place of her choosing. Heck, I'll even debate her at the Boston Democratic headquarters. On top of that, Vanna, you have a teleprompter and an earpiece, while I have none. Interesting angle. Thank you, Sam.
That's spicy. So here's the thing, the schools, and I don't think anybody on the school committee is against the school and the city working better together to care for the buildings. That is something that obviously needs to happen. The issue is what the city wants is for this home rule petition to be forced that they take over all the administrative functions of the school department, which include finance, human resources. So ultimately, the school department has no say, but in no state can, even if they were to do a home rule petition, they can go for it all day long. It's illegal if it's granted, but again, we live in Massachusetts and illegal things happen all the time. So, I mean, look at Diana DeZoglio. So I'm sure our city management has the connections at the State House to make it happen, and I think that's why they kind of want to force it also, which is unfortunate. And this was my biggest gripe. Why would we give them all the administrative functions? Where's the man in Oz that's going to create a great plan? There is no great plan. What this does is hand over all the functions of the school, money, human resources, not just custodial. And what behind this, show me a plan of how you would use the funds that you'll now receive to make this better, because as of right now, and the city council is the first to admit they don't have a plan, but they just want to get this through. So it's intricate and complicated.
So is this a grab for money?
Yep.
Yeah, they'll get all the Chapter 74 funding that comes through the city. They'll have complete control. I have not seen one model where this has worked effectively or efficiently. And I went through lots of data when this was first introduced last May. And it's not that I'm against the city and the schools talking. Of course that needs to happen, but that's not what they're proposing. They're proposing us to vote yes on a bill that will give the city all of the administrative functions from the school, Chapter 74 funding, all of it, for them to do what they would like.
I mean, when the city can show me snow removal on day one from downtown Lowell that looks like this, here's the Rogers School right across the street. Got 22 inches of snow. They don't have a snowbank. There's no snowbank yet. Took care of this whole thing. Now, why don't the sidewalks in downtown Lowell look like this? And they want to take away school maintenance? School maintenance, at least in this neck of the woods, is awesome. And I'm told this guy is the head custodian His name is Dick Kulik, and big feather in his cap. Good guy. Back over to you, Cliff.
Okay. So would consolidation result in fewer people employed, thereby freeing up resources for teachers?
Well, that's my question. What's the plan? You know what I mean? What's the plan with all of this? Does it make people lose jobs? Then does the city owe unemployment to people after that? Like, how does this all work out? And I guess my question is, we've always been a reactive city. Why can't we just be proactive for once in our life and get all the information before we're asked to make a decision?
Well, I'm with you on that.
Here's a quick view of the diesel generators operating up in South Lowell, and they've been going since last week. So I don't know how loud they are, but these diesel generators, and I'll back off so you can see how actually big this is. And this is from the Cloud people on Moore Street. They're putting an awful lot of diesel exhaust into that neighborhood since coming up a week. Back over to you, Cliff.
Okay. So that gets down to the question of what do you want the economy to look like? Are we, I think the Boston Globe had an article today about electric vehicles, and should we here in Massachusetts be trying to get in on this business, creating jobs, bringing in tax revenue, or should we not be involved in this kind of thing? I don't know.
Well, based on aircraft carrier, the new aircraft carriers have electric engines. Are you aware of that?
No.
The new aircraft carriers all have electric. Well, Eileen's doing some Christmas wrapping there.
Oh, sorry.
So it'd be a cold day out there, drag the flag over. I think it's, let me go look at the temperature. But there's little or no wind, but it's still a good day to drive little Eileen to school and little Michael to school because it's chilly. It's 7 degrees, kids, 7 degrees. God bless you. Not a good day to be standing at the bus stop. Back to you, Cliff.
Yeah.
It's Cisco Maldonado's enjoying 70-degree weather of Puerto Rico. Mike, what are you, 70?
Well, we're supposed to get to almost 70 today, but we're not there yet. We're only about 50 now.
Okay.
Sun's not up. Well, it's just starting to come up. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know why I think of Puerto Rico as being further west, but really it's sort of on an easterly side of the Caribbean. I say we should turn Puerto Rico loose. Let them be their own country.
No, I like Puerto Rico as a state. Why don't they turn Massachusetts loose?
Well, wait, you think Puerto Rico is a state?
Yep.
It's not.
Oh, I know you love to correct me, Cliff, but I think they have a star on the flag.
Can we have a side bet?
No, you're smarter than I am. Cliff is the only guy I know on the planet that can process two thoughts at the same time. Smartest man I ever met.
It's a commonwealth, the same as Massachusetts and Pennsylvania.
I'll
What
have,
states?
Yeah, but it's not a state. It
Commonwealth.
does not have a star on the flag. John, you old enough, maybe. You remember when the Puerto Ricans went in and shot up Congress?
they shot up their own Congress. They didn't shut up the US Congress, did they?
Yes. In the
Oh,
1950s.
now what year was that?
Oh, I don't know, like 54 or so.
Wow. Didn't know that.
Yeah. They wanted freedom. So, right now, it looks like the government's funded except for the Department of Homeland Security. And the Democrats are demanding that we protect sensitive locations, prohibit funds from being used to conduct enforcement near sensitive locations, including medical facilities, schools, child care facilities, churches, polling places, courts, things like that. Child care facilities. In Minnesota, that would be empty offices. The polling places seems a little strange to me because nobody who's not a U.S. citizen should be voting. And this is all from Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer. And there was a big demand for body cameras to be worn by ICE agents. And then they thought about it and they said, well, we need to have restrictions on what happens to the information gathered by the body cameras. They're afraid that there'll be doxing.
Cliff, it's all about the union wants money to carry the body cameras. Make no mistake about it. Their union wants an up and pay grade for that camera. That's all it is.
Okay. Anybody got any thoughts on body cameras for ICE agents?
Mandatory. Should be mandatory.
Yeah, I don't have any issue with that. A lot of local and state police have them on when they're on the job each day. I mean, all the big cities like New York and Los Angeles, most of their police officers all have body cams on. I think that's fine because then if something's wrong, you'll know it. And if everything's done right, you'll know that too.
Yep.
Especially in this day of age, you want it to be, everyone's going to video it regardless. So you want to be able to have it between both perspectives as well.
Yeah. So the Super Bowl was last night, and unfortunately, the the Patriots were beaten by the Seahawks. But something that I thought was pretty strange was the Washington Post, which is in free fall right now, has cut a third of its staff, including its sports section. But the Washington Post came out and said that the big thing in the Super Bowl was Colin Kaepernick, who, if we remember back 10 years, took a knee during the national anthem as a show of support for fixing social issues. And the Washington Post came out and said that that's he's still an important factor. Well, he's been out for 10 years. His former team is not playing. I don't know. Does anybody see a tie-in between Colin Kaepernick and the Super Bowl last night?
No, I don't think I see anything with that. I mean, people were talking about the halftime, and we've discussed that already. I mean, Kaepernick, I don't think he's even really in the news. If somebody's bringing it up, I don't know why, because he's kind of, that's all gone by the wayside. It was nice to see them sing the national anthem, televise it, and also all the other songs they did in the pregame. I wish they'd show the national anthem more at the beginning of all the regular season games, because I tend to not see that happen that many times with a lot of the games I've watched.
Yeah, I'm with you. Somebody commented they were in a restaurant with a bunch of college students, and somebody played the national anthem, and the college students stood up and sang it. I take that as a positive sign. Eileen, I'd like to jump back to schools. The high schools has grown from $382 to $418 million. Is there some point at which we should stop the rehab, seal the building, and just rent some trailers to conduct classes in? I mean, are we reaching that point where that would be cheaper?
For which school again, Cliff?
High school.
I mean, it all has to do with the level of distraction. And from what we're hearing, there's not that high of a level of distraction.
I got an important question. Are the Shamrock Shakes out already?
Are what?
Shamrock Shakes.
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question.
I'll have to swing through and ask today.
Well, a lot of the stores already have St. Patrick's Day stuff in the stores already.
Yeah, but I love Shamrock Shake. Sorry for the interruption. Please proceed, Cliff.
And before that snowstorm last week, the bigger one, was it last weekend? They actually had the Cadbury mini eggs at CVS, so they're even getting ready for Easter.
Okay.
Well, I saw at the Super Bowl a new candy bar. I think they call it Bronco. The new candy bar, the Super. I never had that. Anybody have that new candy bar?
No.
I'll have to look for that.
So the affordability is the new hot topic. Do things seem more or less affordable? Is it a blue state versus a red state thing? What do we think about affordability, which some people claim the election in November will hinge on?
I think as the year goes on, or even to next year, with closing down the border, I think that things are going to become more affordable, like housing, because the shortage of housing will reduce. It's not going to be the same in all parts of the country, but they've already in California, the rents have dropped down already because of the restrictions at the border with less people coming in. Yeah. So that, and if people are getting pay raises, and the prices have stabilized, which a lot of prices now have stabilized compared to what they were. For example, eggs now are under $2 a dozen when they were as high as $5 a dozen when Trump came into office. Gas is stabilized. So a lot of things now are stabilizing. So I think the affordability will be better. And I believe that housing prices are starting to stabilize. And if the new Fed chairman comes in May, if Warsh gets approved, I have a feeling he's going to lower some of the interest rates a little bit more, which will make mortgage rates more, make housing more affordable.
Yep. Well, go ahead. John, were you going to say something?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
So John, I do want to reply back. I looked up that new candy bar is called the Bronco Bites Bar. It's got caramel, peanuts, and milk chocolate in it. So it's made. It was said as a tribute to the Boise State University. It features blue, orange, and white sparkles.
Wow.
It says it's sold in Idaho to support the school. So I don't know if it's going to be sold nationwide now, but that's the only thing I could find on a Bronco candy bar.
Well, I did get a kick out of the potato commercial for Lay's, where the little girl was in the potato farm, and I thought that was a real warm commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they also had the one where the one made the robot or the person out of Lay's potato chips. I thought that was cute too.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, I like that one too.
Okay, Eileen, how do you see affordability?
I see it as a lot of red tape. Either you're completely dependent upon the government and you don't have much. There's not many people that can get affordability, or you're rich and you don't have to worry about anything. There's no middle line now. So it's difficult. They call affordable housing basically people on welfare now. So
what's affordable? Can you get a price tag on affordable? It's a funky word the government uses.
And it goes to like 60% of your median income, 80% of your median income. And it's so convoluted, and it's just like the system promotes people to go on and stay on welfare. Unfortunately, because that's the easiest way to do things, and it's generationally taught.
Good point.
Yeah, so is it going to impact the election in November?
No, because it's swept under the carpet. This business of being addicted to public assistance has been a big secret for years. I mean, I can go get I can be a wheelchairian, get myself a nice 2-bedroom apartment in Bishop Markham, or whatever they want to call it, South Common Village, whatever the pagans call it down there now. And I can have my children live with me. That's just the way of the world. I can have visitors, and you can't kick out my visitors. Also, I can have a dog. Oh, but it's a support pet. We're spoiling these people rotten.
Well, won't they vote Democrat because
they don't vote? Ask Cisco Maldonado. Ask Sam Mace. They don't vote.
Yeah, well, that's a problem.
Well, what's it going to take to get people to vote? You have to put something on the ballot that I'm going to take away a government benefit, and I'm looking for a yes or no from you.
I think social shaming is the way to get people to vote.
They have no shame, Cliff. Cliff, where they have babies with several different partners, and they call them baby mamas, and it's a badge of pride.
Yeah. So the Rasmussen poll that came out yesterday for last week said that with regard to the FBI raid down in Fulton County, Georgia, on the election ballots, 39% suspect Georgian officials hiding election fraud. So this goes back to 2020. What do you think? Was there election fraud in Georgia?
I think there was some fraud someplace, Cliff, because I chastised the city of Lowell for not putting a photocopy through their test machines. What's the problem? Why can't they put a colored photocopy through their own machines?
I don't know.
Because it'll work. Don't put a test photocopy through. Oh no. You'll be able to prove fraud. Okay, from DJ Cisco out in Puerto Rico. I agree with John. Body cameras should be mandatory, and you can pass legislation without notating with the unions for more money. We're negotiating. Sorry. Good point. Thank you, Cisco.
The comments you were making, John, about the voter fraud.
Yeah.
My concern is because of Massachusetts, it's so overwhelmingly everything is controlled and decided by one party that it would be easy to cover things up because there's nobody to really make sure that things are being done correctly. I mean, I'm from New York State, so I know how things are there.
Like they have a big song and dance that we're going to test the voting machines today. Come on down, work it and watch it. And I just want somebody who goes down there to bring a color photocopy that they printed off the internet of the ballot and see if the machine counts it as valid. And Sherry O'Connor Barbosa says, good morning.
It's unfortunate. I believe in voting in person because then somebody actually showed up with that's associated with a name that's illegal to vote. I've always been very concerned about mail-in voting and the ballot harvesting with that going on also. So I mean, I don't think they oversee that enough and watch things enough. We're right in the middle now. We're starting our voting for our social club down here. I'll give you an example. So people, in order to vote absentee ballot, they have to go to one of the people on the committee, and they have to show ID and that they have a membership in the social club, and then they fill out their absentee ballot, goes into a locked box. When you go to voting at the clubhouse for the board on the day of voting, you have to show your ID, who you are. You have to show who you are, and then they check you against the membership roll if you paid your dues and you're a member. I mean, this is at a very, very small level. So when we talk about voter ID at a national other level, I don't see where the problem is. The problem I see is that we're discussing voter fraud again because we don't trust the system, because we don't know if the people are voting really are the people that are eligible to vote. And if you have photo IDs, government IDs, then that takes away the doubt in people's minds and they believe in elections. Right now, people don't believe in them all the time, and that's part of the problem.
Well, I like absentee voting.
Did I lose my sound here? Did I lose my sound? Okay.
We got you, Mike.
Okay.
I voted more absentee than I have in place. And there are problems with it. One year, I mailed off my ballot and my wife's ballot, and because my father's wife at the time was working the polling places, I got feedback. My ballot was accepted. They rejected my wife's. That didn't seem very good to me. But moving on, 55% of the respondents to the Rasmussen poll said that they were planning on watching the Super Bowl. It's a pretty good number.
We lost Mike. Mike's trying to get back in. I just hit the admit button. I don't see him yet.
So there's a question of economic fairness that's been raising concerns. Eileen, do you feel there's economic fairness out there? Eileen?
Mike's back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, so I'm back. Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
All right. Let me see. A quick definition of economic fairness. I mean, I'm going to just look it up. I would think it would be fair economy, but I don't think we have that.
What's that mean, Cliff? We all pay the same price for a can of beans?
It's often termed economic justice, refers to equitable distribution of economic benefits, opportunities, and burdens across society. No, I don't think we have that. It entails creating a system where, regardless of background, everyone has a chance to succeed, typically involving fair taxation, equal opportunity, and a reduction in extreme inequality. I think we have exactly the reverse of that.
Well, do you feel you're receiving economic fairness?
No, because I am the picture perfect person of somebody who has worked her whole entire life, paid my taxes, paid everything, have done everything I'm supposed to do. And anytime I find myself in a position where I may need some help, assistance, right? I was driving my son to school. I applied for unemployment. They denied me. I went through the appeal process. I provided all the documentation. I still lost the appeal process. It's so difficult to really get help when you've always done the right thing and worked. It's like, shape up or ship out, Sally. You got to get back on that train right now because you know how to do it. But if I didn't know how to do it, then I think that I would get more services and so forth. Like I've proven over time, like I have a Social Security, I have mass teachers retirement, I have city like I think I'd do better off in retirement than I'm doing right now, actually. Um, no, I don't think it's fair right now for somebody who is 45, halfway to 90, has struggled and has found herself in a position where life hasn't been so wonderful to her in this past year, or the fact that I've had to kind of take a pause for various reasons, which I have. And now, if I ever go anywhere, it's tons of red tape. So I don't know if anything I said in there actually made sense, but if you could untwine that for me.
Well, I think that I understood you. You can't collect your pay for being on the school committee if you're employed anywhere by the city of Lowell.
Right. And I did the right thing by that. And I quit my job at Lowell High. And I had a crazy year following that. And I got a new job and I did all of that. And then I was worried about my son on the bus. And, maybe I shouldn't have been, but I followed my gut at that point, which I've learned not to. But I mean, I've not made any decisions out of trying to cheat a system but I have thought I've paid taxes, I've paid into this, I've paid into that, and maybe I can get some assistance. And it's like impossible. But
So didn't you say that Anthony's happy now and he's doing better in this new school?
yeah, oh yes, he gets straight A's, and I have to leave a little early because Anthony actually does not have school today, and we have parent teacher conferences all day through Zoom with all of his teachers. Because I really want to ask, is he really getting all straight A's? He's done amazing at that school. He's got a great bus driver. But I also don't think all of these things would have fallen into place if if I never did anything to change the situation.
I just want to point out this text from Sherry O'Connor Barbosa. You can have Mass Health even making over $100,000 a year for a family member with a disability and receive premium assistance. Interesting. Thanks, Sherry.
Good morning, Sherry. Thank
Proceed.
you. Yeah, he's happy. He's doing good. He's got straight A's. He's making some serious progress. I went through all his progress reports last week. He wants to do good. He's in a place where, it's small classrooms. Every 43 minutes they switch classes. There's a different teacher for each class. He's in an environment that there are lots of kids with a similar learning profile, and he's thriving and he's happy. He even ran for student council, but he lost to a girl, of course. But
I've just started reading a new book in which the author, psychiatrist, psychologist, I don't know, one of those shrinks, and she makes the point early on that women are succeeding in the United States because they have privilege. Have you ever heard that theory?
I've heard of the white privilege theory. I've never, like, when you say woman, you mean all women or white woman?
She didn't specify. I think it would be safe to say Caucasian women, but yeah, all women.
Well, for the majority part, there is a certain amount of privilege in being a white woman automatically off the bat. I mean, but then you get like a Eileen Delrossi who makes impulsive decisions off of her gut. Like, there are different situations going all different ways, right? And so, yes, I do. I see lots of white women have privilege because they know what they want, they go after what they want, and they assure that they get what they want. And they can do that with by marrying, by generational wealth, by college education, by networking, and all of these things. So yes, I do agree with that. I would say white women do much better in this country as compared to other nationalities.
Okay. So, kind of playing on that theme, I saw an article by a guy by the name of Dan Perry, in which he pointed out that the birth rate in France is down to something like 1.56 children per female. You need 2.1 to sustain the population. And he said the reason is because women are out in the workplace. They put a lot of effort into succeeding, and children are just a disruption to the success of women in the job place. Does that ring true with you?
I mean, obviously, I mean, anybody who has a child is going to put their child and whatever they need first. Yes, it slows anybody down because that's the part of their world, their heart, their soul. And then you're trying to do your job and you know how to do your job, but your heart is torn. Yeah, I do think it's true. I mean, but it is the fact of life and reality. You know, even to the days of my mom going to work, you know, my grandmother used to be at the house and there was no disturbing my mom at work unless it was a complete emergency. And look at today, everybody has cell phones and email, and there's ways for. I know when my kid goes to the nurse for a headache, like it's almost like information overload. And then I start thinking like, oh, is he okay? Is he getting sick? Like, what do I need to do? Because in today's world, once somebody reaches out to you, you're expected to react in some sort of way so they know that you're out there and paying attention. So I would say, especially more today than ever, it slows the success of women in the workforce.
I'm going to read this text from Sherry Barbosa. My son is out of district at Pathway Academy, and he is doing well. In district, Lowell Public needs smaller classrooms and Cerarium supports for our students. I don't know what Cerarium is, but thank you for your comment.
Probably supportive supports and more inclusive, like smaller classroom supports, because ultimately we should stop buying buildings, right? And we could do a lot better with restructuring the entire flow of how Lowell Public works. But that is what takes the work, right? It's easier to come in front of the school committee and ask for so many $1 million to buy a new building than it is to say, all right, let's look at who needs a language-based classroom. Let's look at who needs a life skills class, emotional behavioral supports. Every school should have a small classroom like that, or two if needed. We should be doing what our kids need. And we're just doing what we've always done and trying to fit our kids into this compartmentalized suitcase of what worked maybe.
Well, Eileen, let me ask you this question. Is there a way the teacher can rate parent involvement? I mean, we're always saying the school, the city, the state.
Yeah.
Why don't we have a grading for how well the parents engage with their children with their studies?
Like a parent report card, a parent student report card.
There you go.
No, because that's where, well, all right, I see what you're saying, and don't get me wrong, John, I think that's a good idea. I think because that would put a parent's economic and social situation. What if you are a parent and you're working 2 or 3 jobs and you're dependent on oldest child to watch the kids or your younger ones, so you can come home and bring home the money, and that's impeding it. And there's lots of single mothers out there today, and there's very rare 2-family.
Well, my point, Eileen, is if there are a lot of children out there not getting any support with homework, maybe we should include that in the kids, I don't know what the word is, home studies. Say, look, you need to go to home study on YouTube, and this will help you out, kiddo. To know that the single parent is not able to be involved in the kiddo's life is not even in the mix now. You just guess. Oh, yes, the mother sits down with this child every night and does the homework. And you know full well it doesn't happen. I think we should be aware of this and compensate for it on our end, on the school's end.
Well, I mean, yeah, additionally, why is the school department buying curriculums like Eureka that need a whole tutorial for a parent to even learn and would take them a long time to learn to even help their child? So there's just so many disconnects everywhere you look, and that just leaves room for everyone to have an excuse. And it's just, at the end of the day, nobody loses out more than the students at Lowell Public Schools. And they don't even know it because they're going along to get along.
Okay. Mike.
Yeah, so I've been listening. Just to go back on the birth rate, I'll start with that. I think the reason the birth rates are lowering because women are in the workplace and they're waiting longer before they decide to have children. So if they're waiting till their mid to late 30s or even early 40s, the chances of them having more than one child, maybe two, is highly likely. Having 3 or 4 children is probably not likely. So that them working in their careers, building their careers, takes time. So that affects when they decide if they want to have children. With the schoolrooms, it would be great if we could have more time and smaller classrooms, but it takes money. And so that means that if you're going to divert the money to the schoolrooms, where do you cut it out? Because you can't continually just raise and raise and raise taxes. People, they can't afford it. It would be nice if they extended the school day like they do in some other
They
countries.
could, Mike. In Lowell, they just raised the tax rate and they just want to add more buildings and not do the work of less classrooms. Sorry.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah, no, I've heard that. I know that they're talking about that. I think it would be a better use of resources if they extended the day. So say school gets out at 2:30, 3 o'clock, that the kids could stay for an extra hour, hour and a half, and have a proctor there to help them get through their homework, for people to take advantage. Not everybody would need to do it, but it would be available to those kids who might need the help. It wouldn't be a bad idea for a pilot program to see how that works out, because
They do have that in Lowell under CTI. It's called the 21st Century Program. Certain schools have it, certain schools don't. And that's what the purpose is, to have somebody help you get through your homework until your parents can pick you up.
So how is that program? What's the data feedback on that? How do they think that that's doing?
I will let you know next Monday. I don't have it with me right now, but we do collect that data, so I'll let you know.
That would be good to know, because if it's a successful program, then that would be good allocation of resources, and maybe they might have to look at putting more resources into it, because like you said, there's a lot of single parent families there, especially single parent mothers, and not so much dads. So, and they're working sometimes, like you said, 2, maybe even 3 jobs. It's not that they don't want to help their kids out. It's just that they need to pay the bills.
Well, and that's a very real issue, especially in a lot of inner cities like Lowell and Boston, everywhere. All right, guys, I gotta go. I'm sorry. I gotta go hop on to Anthony's parent-teacher conferences. Have a good week. I'll get that information for you next week. Be safe.
Thank you, Elaine. We'll see you, John.
We're just about out of time, right, John?
Well, we're not on public access, so we have no clock today. So we're on Facebook and YouTube, so we could just say goodbye at our own leisure. Any parting points, Mike?
Yeah, I just want to. Today is the national days. Today is National Football Hangover Day. So a lot of people take off from work today to the Super Bowl, and the other one is today is National Clean Out Your Computer Day. So all the files and junk you got in there, wouldn't be a bad idea to go through and delete a bunch of that stuff you don't need. And I hope everybody has a good day today, and enjoy Valentine's Day this coming Saturday.
Beautiful.
All right.
All
right.
Cliff, any
Let me know
words?
about next Monday if you're still doing Monday. I'll see what I can do. Okay.
Thanks, Mike.
Okay. Bye.
Any parting words?
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks.
There we go.